There are all sorts of reasons, some of them not necessarily by design, that mean you can end up with a stereo audio file within your Cubase project when really what you want is a mono file format. Now, there are a number of different ways in which you can convert from stereo to mono within Cubase, but in all versions of the software, Elements, Artist and Pro, there is a very simple method that you can use, and it's useful if you're new to Cubase to be aware of this option. It's a very simple thing to do, so this is going to be much more of a tip video than a full tutorial, but let's explore. There are all sorts of reasons why you might end up with a stereo file in your project that you'd rather was in a mono format. Here's an example. It's a song project that's in process, and I received from a collaborator a drum track and a bass part here. This is a DI'd electric bass, but the bass has been exported from my collaborator's DAW as a stereo file. As the song idea progresses, I might actually prefer this performance to be in a mono audio file format, simply so I can use it as a standard form of input in something like a bass guitar amp sim. Now, there's a number of different ways to do this stereo to mono conversion, depending on which version of Cubase you use. But if you go up to the Media menu, you can open the Pool window, and the option that we're going to look at is available in all versions of Cubase. The Pool window provides a kind of browser for all of the audio and video media currently attached to your project. Note that this includes all of the clips or files, including those that are not actually currently used within the project window. You can see the number of times that a particular clip has been used within the project window. So for example, bass clip that we're looking at has only been used once, but there's a guitar line here that's obviously been used in a couple of places, and another guitar line here that's used in 3 different places within the project. The Pool window contains lots of other useful information, gives you information about the audio format, when it was created, and you can also see, if you scroll across, where the file is stored on your current hard drive system. So we can see which clip we've got selected in the project. It's the clip called Bass, and we can see that same clip. Media name is the same within the Pool window, so we can identify it. If we now right click on that clip, one of the options is convert files. So if all we're interested in doing is converting the file from stereo to mono, within the convert options dialog, we can keep the sample rate the same, keep the bit depth the same, keep the file format the same. We want to make sure that we've selected mono rather than stereo in the channel format. The only thing we need to consider in any detail is the options drop down, where there are 3 possibilities, and the final one, which says new and replace in Pool, is probably the safest bet. What this will do when we execute the convert option, creates a new version of the bass audio file, the bass clip. It converts that to mono, and it replaces our stereo clip within the project with this new mono clip. And while the original file doesn't stay within the Pool, it does keep a copy of it within the project's audio subfolder. So let's use new and replace in Pool as the safest bet. Click OK. We will get a warning message. We can proceed. And we can now see that we've got the mono version of the file in our project. We've got a new version of the file within the Pool. It's renamed it to Bass 01. And if I right click on this and show it in the Finder, OS browser, and we can see there's the new file that's been created, but if we need to go back to it, there is the original stereo file. You can see it's twice the size, 2 channels, opposed to 1 channel. There's the original stereo file that we could access again and bring back into the project if we needed to undo that conversion process that we've just executed. Once we close the Pool window, all we need to do is to make sure that we set the channel configuration for our track to mono, so that within the mix console it works as a mono track to match the mono format of the audio contents. So job done, we can now start working with this mono audio source as required. Depending on which version of the software you are using, Elements, Artist and Pro, there are of course alternative ways in which you can convert a stereo file into a mono file. But the Pool option is available in all versions. So if you do find yourself getting stuck with that particular problem, you now have a very simple way of solving it and using the Pool's facilities to convert a file from a stereo to a mono form. Anyway, if you're interested in this kind of Cubase and music tech related content, please do subscribe to the channel. Equally, there's some additional Cubase resources linked in the video description below, and includes a link to my Cubase course that's available on Udemy. Thanks very much for watching, and until next time, I hope you enjoy getting some music made.